It says the same thing. Sanding it down. Rambros wishes to proceed with the shaping of the flawless crystals. If the flawless crystals you procured for us are to remain their elemental or retain their elemental purity during the shaping process, a very specific set of abrasive substances will be required. Well, I say substances, but one might just as well call them one substance, namely aether sand, which has 4 elementally aspected varieties. Alas, aether sand is neither common nor cheap. Indeed, it is not unusual for the abrasive to exceed the value of the precious stones it is used to polish. Given the rarity of the materials in question, the Goldsmiths Guild in Ul'dah seemed the likeliest place to purchase the quantity we require. When I contacted the guildmaster, however, I was informed that no aether sand was currently available. Though I requested that word be sent as soon as new stock came in, I have yet to receive aught but apologies. I should mention at this point that I placed the order sometime before you procured the flawless crystals. I am well aware that acquiring aether sand is no small feat, of course, and I am not an impatient man, but I fear the more we delay our investigation, the greater the risk that the tower's secrets may fall into the hands of other, less savory parties. That is why I wish to entrust you with the payment for our purchase, and send you to speak directly with Guildmaster Serendipity. Mayhap the presence of such a distinguished personage will spur the guild into action. In any event, it is my hope that when next we meet, you will have found at least one of the 4 varieties of aether sand we require. Oh God, I hope it's all 4. I think I'm remembering now because they did like nerf these quests as well at some point. And because from what I remember, they used to require you to have to do fates. And of course, that, can really take up time as you're waiting for the fates to spawn. And I want to say that it's no longer required, the fates. But I could be wrong. I mean, just for the sake of time, I hope they aren't required. Or if they are required, they spawn like super quick now. Ah, Mr. Shark, welcome, welcome. What brings you here, if I may ask? Bulging gill pouch. This hefty sack of gill has been promised to the Goldsmiths Guild in exchange for any available aether sand. You're here on behalf of the Sons of St. Koinak? What fortunate timing. I was just about to contact Master Rambros with the news that we finally managed to acquire a quantity of fire-aspected aether sand. I'm afraid it may be some time before we can supply the other 3 varieties, but you are welcome to settle accounts for that which we have now. Pray speak with Jamim over there, or over the... Ah, I do beg your pardon. It seems she's assisting another customer. Come on, there must be something you can do. Without that sand, we'll have to rethink our whole design. I sympathize with your plight, sir, but as I explained, the aether sand in question is already spoken for. If you'd like to reserve the next shipment, then I would be happy to accept the funds you've offered as partial payment. Partial? Are you saying it's not enough? I'm already stretching our research budget as it is. I suppose a man can do without a midday meal for a year or 2. Lavenza, it's been too long. What brings you here, then? Got your eye on something expensive, have you? Well, now, that is quite a money pouch. The sound of so many gill clinging together is strangely satisfying, is it not? calming, and yet invigorating at the same time. Oh no, you're here for the bloomin' ether sand, aren't you? Well, I can't deny the Allegan civilization's a subject worth researching. The chief said he was looking into something big, but we never thought to ask him what. Wedge and I have been too busy tinkering with a new airship design to think of much else, see? Well, I say tinkering, wrestling would be more like it. Still, after much wringing of hands and gnashing of teeth, we've managed to put together a prototype crystal-powered propulsion system. We got the idea for it when we heard how you lot had used a corrupted crystal on board the Enterprise, as a matter of fact. Anyway, to cut a long story short, our design calls for all 4 varieties of aether sand. And that's why I can't just relinquish my claim on this batch here, even for you, lass. How are we meant to usher in a brave new age of technological innovation, if not by technologically innovating, eh? While I hesitate to interrupt such an impassioned speech, duty compels me to point out that this lady is a representative of the organization that reserved the aether sand in question, to mention nothing of the fact that her purse is considerably larger than yours. Oh, it's like that, is it? All right. This batch is yours. I'll let you have it. But if you're going to take my sand, it's only fair that you grant me a role in this project of yours. I'll take that as a yes. It's not every day you get a chance to experiment with the wonders of the ancients. With any luck, they'll inspire me to think up another technological innovation or two. So what are we going to be required to do to get the other 3? Now then, from what you've told me, I'm guessing you'll be needing the other 3 varieties of elementally aspected ether as well, right? Rather than sitting on your rump waiting for a shipment that may never come, I reckon your time would be better spent looking for the stuff yourself. And it just so happens that I know of a good place to start. There is said to be a peddler in northern Thanalan who very occasionally handles the earth aspected variety of aether sand. Wedge is in the process of confirming the rumor as we speak. I know what you're thinking. When did my timid little friend decide he didn't need me to hold his hand anymore? The answer being just the other day. Seems he's been inspired by a certain adventurer's heroic example. I thought he was joking when he volunteered to go to Thanalan without me. I just hope he manages to stay out of trouble. Head out to Blue Fog, and you should find him poking about with his new bodyguard. Oh, did I not mention her? Wedge thought it might be wise to hire an adventurer to accompany him, just in case your heroic example turned out to be less inspiring than he first thought. So who is this bodyguard he's got? Is it anybody we know, or... I wouldn't think them to just be nameless, but I do not recognize her. Save your greetings. If you're looking for a hired blade, then you'll have to look elsewhere. After the day I've had, the only company I crave is the squat silent type. The type that has a handle and holds no less than a pint of ale. You wish to hear my tale. I warn you, 'tis no stirring epic. But as you asked, my employer, a Lalafellan lad, wished to pay a visit to a peddler who deals in some manner of special sand. I forget what it was called, but 'tis apparently worth a small fortune. Anyway, when we arrived, the man claimed his stock had been stolen by bandits. Determined not to return empty-handed, we crept into the bandit stronghold and set about locating the stolen goods. Long story short, alarms were raised, rogues were awoken, and we fled in a blind panic. I was separated from my employer in the confusion, and I have not seen him since. Hmm? Oh, a friend of yours, is he? Then you'd best be prepared for the worst. Tis just tis just possible the poor sod may yet be lost in the old Amagina mithril mine, but I fear the bandits will have caught up with him by now. Well, let's go find him. Have our way with some bandits, and then get a move on to working on the other two Aether Sands. Cowering in the corner. And the aide just looks like me tapping him on the shoulder. How could I be so stupid sneaking into a bandit lair? It's just not the sort of thing I do. And now I'm going to die for it. No, no. I just need to calm down. I can do this. I can be brave. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to walk out of here. Here we go. Yeah! I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Please don't kill me. I promise I'll leave and never come back. Lavenza, is it really you? But how did you find me? Can you smell fear? Actually, ignore that smell. Ahem. I expect you're wondering why I'm here. Well, I was just in the process of retrieving some stolen aether sand, which Biggs and I need for our research as it happens. It was, I can see, perhaps a touch foolish, and very nearly fatal, but I did succeed in snatching the stuff before my bodyguard ran away, and several dozen bandits came piling after me with knives and axes and what looked very much like a plank with a rusty nail in it. Anyway, the important thing is that the stolen aether sand is right here in my pot. In my, oh dear, it must have fallen out when I was taking evasive maneuvers. It seems I won't be leaving this infernal place for a while yet. You'll find the aether sand in my stead? Oh, thank the gods. You're a true friend, Lavenza. I hope the search doesn't prove too troublesome. The bandits don't seem to care much for visitors. Nah, it'll be a walk in the park. And he's back to cowering. The aether sand must have slipped out of my pocket while I was busy evading the bandits. I'm sure it's somewhere around here. And I can just walk by everybody. Lavenza, have you had any luck locating the sand? Earth cradled aether sand. These grains of sand were refined from an earth cradled ore of incredible rarity and hardness. Yes, that's it. I must return to the workshop at once and tell Biggs the wonderful news. What's that? You're also on a mission to collect aether sand? And you're working with the chief? A treasure trove of elegant knowledge, you say? I see. Then you should really be the one to have this. Biggs and I are far from exhausting all possible avenues of airship innovation, but it sounds as if your problem can't be solved by any other means. This expedition of yours sounds jolly interesting, I must say. I'm half inclined to join you. In fact, I think I will. Any venture worth the chief's time must be worth a look. Right. I'm more than ready to leave this awful place behind, and you should return to Mordona with that aether sand before there are any more, little mishaps. Be sure to keep a close eye on your pockets, Lavenza. Yeah, this quest, I mean, it's nice to get a little bit more time with characters like Biggs and Wedge and stuff, but um I mean, I think for me just because it's like I'm hoping to get this whole series done in one night, but with how much of this there is going on, I don't know that that's possible. Um but but yeah, so just with that being the case, I think a little bit more in a hurry to actually get to the instances, especially because again, there might be queues and all that stuff. It's like, is this really needed, or could the flawless crystals just have been good enough? Ah, Lavenza, you have returned. I take from your presence that you were successful in procuring us some aether sand. Tell me, what variety did you find? So, yeah, these grains of sand were refined from a fire-kissed ore of incredible rarity and hardness. Nothing too interesting about their flavor text. I see, two varieties. Well, that is two more than could possibly be expected, and two less than I had hoped you would say. Forgive my flippancy. You have done well, truly. If all goes to plan, we need no longer fear death by fire or earth. Master Garland, if you would be so kind as to prepare the relevant crystals, I shall set to work immediately. Truth be told, I've been looking forward to this. One does not encounter materials like these every day. Speaking of which, how in the seven hells did you find them? Mistake me not, old friend. I know only too well how capable you are, but aether sound isn't something you simply find gathering dust at the back of a merchant's rare gem cabinet. You had help from Biggs and Wedge. Hmm. Uh, Trust them to design a revolutionary new engine the moment I turn my back. How's a genius meant to rest on his laurels when his employees are so damnably inventive, huh? And now they're determined to join us, are they? Typical. I jest, of course. It will be good to have them around. Still, as a matter of professional pride, let's endeavor to procure the two remaining varieties of Aethersan before they arrive, shall we? Tell me, Rambros, have we any information on where the water and wind aspected types might be hiding? Not as of yet, but I have made certain arrangements. We shall soon see if my efforts have borne fruit. Forgive me for observing, but you seem less than enthusiastic about that prospect. If there's a complication, I'd rather we discuss it now than risk jeopardizing the expedition. Mayhap an explanation is in order, but first let us savor the preliminary victory that Lavenza has won for our cause, if only for a moment. Basically, maybe we should end this quest now and start up another one. I take it since he's still just... I'll give him another... Yeah, same. I can imagine at this point, if he hasn't updated, probably won't until the end of it, or at least until the end of Labyrinth of the Ancients. A performance for the ages. Rambros wishes to discuss the procurement of the outstanding varieties of aether sound. Yes, yes, I must speak of the arrangements I made to acquire the two remaining varieties of aether sand. Some days ago, I asked a Charlian acquaintance of mine to travel to Gridania and there gather the necessary materials. Since that time, however, I have heard nary a whisper from him. To be frank, this lack of communication is not entirely uncharacteristic, but I cannot discount the possibility that something ill has befallen the man. Alas, we do not have time to investigate his fate. As I have mentioned before, the more we delay our expedition, the more likely it is that the Crystal Tower's secrets will fall into the wrong hands. Therefore, I would entrust you with the same mission I assigned to my friend. Travel to the Black Shroud and seek out uh, Parsimontre, the master of the markets in Gridania. If anyone knows where Aether Sand might be bought, it is he. Why do there have to be so many people with crazy names? Or foreign names? uh, leather workers. The amount of brain freeze I get anytime I bring up the teleport window. Yes? I'm sorry? Did you say you wish to purchase Aether Sand? Forgive me, madam, but have you the faintest idea the rarity of the material you seek? Why, I have not seen so much as a grain of Aether Sand in these markets for many a year. Or many a long year. I could tell you where one might mine the ore from which the water aspected variety of the abrasive is derived, but only a desperate fool would willingly set foot in the place. You seem undeterred. Very well. Are you familiar with Earth's gift? That is where the ore is to be found, in an area inhabited by a particularly pernicious hog. Should you encounter the Betusk Nightmare, you will know that you are in the right place, albeit at the wrong time. Farewell. Okay. And Earth's gift is South Shroud. Correct? Yeah, and Earth's Fount is the name of the trial. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how necessary, like, this aspect of this quest line is. I mean, like, I don't know what you gain from it. Because it's had us go to areas we've already been to, I believe. I know we were here just last night. You are too late, adventurer, and not only for the entertainment. You will find no trace of the ore which but recently lay here. Nay, not so much as a speck. Ah, no, you will never spy me from there. For the time being, at least, you will have to trust the evidence of your ears. Now, stop squinting at the foliage and listen. As I told you, the water-blessed mineral you hoped to find is gone, taken by me. Victory has made me magnanimous, however. Accordingly, I have decided to share the location of an alternative source of Aether Sand with you. The wind touch variety, to be specific. I trust I have your attention? Good. A band of Ixal in the North Shroud keeps a quantity of the abrasive for the purpose of removing impurities from lesser crystals. Well, do you mean to dally here all day? Make haste, adventurer, before I snatch another prize from under your nose. This is to be a race. The Ixal logging grounds in the North Shroud shall be our destination, and that is where the real amusement will begin. May the best man win. I'm wondering, is this Graha or Falgord? Because that's the first thing I thought of. I mean, only insofar as it's like a new character. You know, because they had like disembodied voice. Although, I mean, it could be somebody else, I guess, and just, you know, sometimes they don't make it clear who's speaking, especially when it's meant to be mysterious. But anyway, I'm still thinking Graha. Not necessarily betting on it, but bravo, that was quite a show, adventurer. Why, the spectacle proves so enthralling that all thoughts of Aethersan slip my mind. I appear to have forfeited our little race. Congratulations, the wind-touched abrasive is yours. And yet, having been treated to such a memorable performance, I cannot help feeling that the greater prize is mine. This inequity must not stand. I insist that you accept a token of my appreciation. Payment for this entertainment will be waiting for you to the east in a clearing within Proud Creek. Pray retrieve the gift ere it is crushed beneath the iron feet of the Dullahans. Is he just going to give us the water aspected ether sand, or... Because I'd like that. Yeah, water blessed ether sand. Nice. Not what you are expecting. I took the liberty of refining the ore from Earth's gift into ether sand. Do keep it safe, adventurer. Lest you accuse me of playing games, you should know that the thought of relinquishing my prize never once crossed my mind, until I saw you in action. Such deeds must needs be rewarded. It is my vocation, you see, to record history as it is made by mortal men, and I much prefer to chronicle the accomplishments of the bold and the mighty. Thus, it is my fervent wish that you continue your career with the same courage and zeal you have shown today. We shall meet again, adventurer, and sooner than you may imagine. Yeah, that's got to be Graha. He seems, I mean, certainly different than, you know, I know of him now. It depends on, you know, just thinking of how like necessary these quests are, depends on the overall length of everything. And again, I don't mind doing these quests, and I don't find it to really be like too terrible a grind or a slog or whatever. It's just again from the mindset of again, like ARR is a slog. Like, is there anything left that could still be, you know, trimmed? What news of your mission? Are we any closer to acquiring the remaining abrasives? You've brought both. I shall have Master Garland begin work on the crystals immediately. Cutscene. There, that should do the trick. Excellent work. We now possess all four of the fangs required to pierce the Crystal Tower's defenses. My compliments, Master Garland. Oh, it was a trifling matter, I assure you. Lavenza here is the one you should be thanking. Anyway, by my reckoning, there's nothing stopping us from striding up to the Allegan's front door. Nice. Okay, well, if that's the case, then this really wasn't too bad. You can't go without us, Chief. Biggs, Wedge, come to lend a hand, have you? And conveniently arriving exactly when Sid wanted them to arrive. Well, it's not every day you get the chance to study the wonders of the Allegan Empire, is it? Their technology makes Garlemald's look ancient. I appreciate your enthusiasm, lads, I really do. But we're not here to take this knowledge for ourselves. And I was just thinking, from the previous line about Allegan knowledge or technology being greater than Garlemald's, it's interesting how common, like, ancient technology that's like way better than current technology is in works of fiction. Yet, as far as I know, it's not based on reality at all. Like, we've never come across technology, um, from the past that, you know, like is far greater than our own. So I wonder where that penchant for that in fiction comes from. Twice in the last decade, the promise of unimaginable power has prompted men to meddle with technology they do not understand, and the realm has been dragged unto the very brink of oblivion on both occasions. We shall not be so irresponsible as to risk another. Wedge, do you recall our company's creed? Yes, Chief. It's freedom through technology. Exactly, freedom. When we forsook our homeland, we swore that we would have no truck with machines that could be used to promote tyranny. That has not changed. Should you feel tempted to break your oath, remember this. The wonders of the all-knowing Allegan Empire could not save their civilization, and have damn near doomed ours twice. That is why we must explore the Crystal Tower and, if needs be, seal away its secrets. Yeah, and this, I'm not going to go into detail with it, but it reminds me of the Krogan from Mass Effect. So if you know, you know. A compelling viewpoint. It is un it is unyielding will such as yours that have defined the course of history. Oh, this is now Graha. Yep. I see those male Makote arthritic hands from. So, you return at last. When pray tell have what pray tell has kept you so wholly preoccupied that you could not spare a moment to inform me of your progress or preservation? Why, the task you assigned to me, of course. Surely you have not forgotten about the Aether Sand. I tasked a passing adventurer with delivering it. A more capable courier I could not imagine. Greetings, adventurer. Did I not say we would meet again? I believe an introduction is in order. I am Grahatia, one of the students of Baldessian. I look forward to joining you on your groundbreaking expedition. Grahatia has been assigned to the project as an observer. I hope you will forgive him his eccentricities and welcome him as one of our own. I was just thinking, like, he seems a bit different, but he's also, like, what? Like, over 100 years older in Shadowbringers? So then, our fellowship is complete, and all stand ready to step into the unknown. 3 cheers for Noah! Noah? That is the name I have chosen for our little collective. Given our differing backgrounds, we cannot very well call ourselves the sons of Saint Koinak, can we? And we must have a memorable appellation if our venture is to leave its mark in the annals of history. I could I could claim that NOAA stands for Nominated Observers of Artifacts Historical, and so it does technically. But my true reason for choosing this name stems from the fact that it is shared by a vaunted Allegan Archmagus or Archmagus. An Archmagus, I like the sound of that. Very well. Now that the passing matter of what to call ourselves has been settled, it is time we set forth to brave the outer defenses of the Crystal Tower. Is everyone ready to depart? Ready! Thank you for watching. This Crystal Tower series has been a lot better than I was expecting, to be honest. I had watched the cutscenes again right before Shadowbringers had come out. I mean, I think literally the day before it launched, I rewatched the cutscenes, to get reacquainted, and and so I I kind of thought I knew what to expect. Um, and so I wasn't really looking forward to it as much as the other content I've done. Um, but now having gone through the whole thing again after having completed Shadowbringers, it so much better than I expected, and um, it was just great. It was just a lot weightier than I was expecting. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. If so, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to watch me live to complete, or to continue this journey, um, I'll be moving on to the end of A Realm Reborn and then obviously on to Heavensward. And if you want to see that, please follow the link I've got down below to my Twitch. Thank you again for watching, and you have a great one.